Hello and welcome to Columbus Connections. My name is Mariah Jackson. That's Mariah like Mariah Carey and Jackson like Janet Jackson. I am here with a special edition of Columbus Connection. I have multiple guests here to talk about servant leadership. Right now, I am here with Mr. George G. Smooth McDonald. He is with 92.7 David Broadcasting, and he's going to talk about the event that's coming to you in Columbus. So, how are you doing today?
I'm awesome. How you doing today?
I am doing great. So, would you tell me about the event that you have hosting?
I sure will. So, the event is called the Confess Project, and the Confess Project is the brainchild of a gentleman by the name of Lorenzo Lewis, who's out of Little Rock, Arkansas. And what the Confess Project is a nonprofit organization that addresses mental health issues in the Black community. And so the event that we're hosting is called Igniting Mental Health Advocacy Through Barbershops. It's going down on September 22nd, that's a Sunday, from 1:30 to 5:30 p.m.
Okay, so what is the importance of this event for people around Columbus and the barbers that are going to be attending?
It is extremely important. What we're doing is training barbers to be mental health advocates. Barbers and beauty professionals find themselves in a very unique position. Anybody that's ever been to a barbershop or a beauty salon, gotten their hair done or whatever, knows, or anybody that works in the field understands that, you know, we have some conversations that go on in the barbershop. A lot of things are discussed in the barbershop, and barbers are in a unique position to recognize people that may find themselves in emotional or mental distress. And so we're training them how to recognize those signs and then giving them a resource to refer them to. Now, let me clarify, we're not training people to be counselors. We're training people to be advocates. And since you're in this position, you know, we have to be more proactive than reactive. There's nothing worse than having something happen to a person and say, you know what, they were talking to me about this, and I just didn't recognize the signs. They were asking for help without actually asking for help, so we want to address that.
Okay, so tell me more about why this is important to you, especially.
Well, it's extremely important to me because suicide is the number 3 cause of death in Black males in the U.S. between the ages of 18 and 25.
Wow.
And on a more personal level, I've lost in the past 2 years about 6 people that I personally knew to suicide. So it was very important, you know, being on the radio, I have a platform, you know, and I believe in just serving the community that I'm a part of. Like, even when I'm on the air, it's a service. You know, I'm providing a service, I'm providing an escape, I'm providing some sort of enjoyment for people. So people that look forward to hearing what I'm saying, I need to be saying something that's worthwhile. So I've kind of taken on mental health as my own platform to push in this community and where I'm going to serve. I'll serve in other areas, but this is going to be that thing where I'm constantly advocating for.
That is a very noble thing to do.
Thank you.
And I thank you for that, because that is a very, very important topic. Not many people talk about it.
And that's the unfortunate side of this thing. Unfortunately, especially in the Black community, we don't talk about mental health.
Right.
We sweep it under the rug. We say, oh, I don't want my business out there in the streets. What are some of the other things that we do? We
try to act all macho.
We try to act tough and macho, you know, especially as men. And what we don't understand is that our existence in this country, the facts are the facts. Our existence in this country has been very traumatic. And so, you know, we deal with, on a daily basis, the threat of police brutality. We deal with the threat of gang violence. We deal with the threat of, mental illnesses going unchecked because we don't seek out help when we see the signs or when we feel a particular way. A lot of us don't even know how to. So I think that you got to go where the people are. And that's why going into barbershops is so important. You recognize the places where people will feel safe to open up. And so that's why we're going into these barbershops. And this is a national initiative. Like I said, Lorenzo Lewis, very good guy. He's a genius in his own right. This brother has spoken he's going out to companies like Snapchat and Google and spoken. He's done TEDx talks, if anybody's familiar with the TED Talks. CNN has done a documentary on him, as well as NAMI, which is the National Association of Mental Illness. They did a video you can actually look up on YouTube. It's called Barbershop Confessions in the Big Easy. And he is igniting people across the country to get involved with advocating for mental health and trying to just be better,
Yeah. So when is the event again?
The event is happening September 22nd at the Columbus Public Library, 3000 Macon Road. It's a Sunday. It's from 1 to 1 to 5:30, 1:30 to 5:30, excuse me. 1:30 to 5:30 in the Synovus B room. And I'm asking as many barbers, if you are listening, come out to this event. It is very, very important. We need you guys. It's open to the public, though. I want the public there as well, but especially barbers and beauty professionals. Please come out and support. There's going to be a panel discussion, and at the end of it, we're going to actually be training and certifying barbers. It's a short training, and we're going to train and certify them to be advocates and to recognize the signs.
Okay, so what are some of the names of the people who are going to be talking?
All right, so of course myself, I'll be hosting and I will be on the panel. We have Urban League Young Professional President Akir Mewborn, who's going to be on the panel. Gerald Riley of Overflow Beauty Shop and Barbershop Salon is going to be on the panel. Mental health professional Terry Hall, and of course it will be co-moderated by Lorenzo Lewis of the Confess Project and my colleague at K92.7, Michael Soul.
Okay, that's really cool. So I hope you enjoyed this part. We're going to have more when we come back on the break. Welcome back to Columbus Connections. I am now here with our next guest, the CEO and President of NeighborWorks Columbus, Miss Kathy Williams. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm fine. So tell me more about the event that's going on for NeighborWorks.
Well, we are celebrating our 20th anniversary, and it's hard to believe that it's been 20 years. But
Oh, wow.
back in 1997, a group of civic leaders came together and looked at what Columbus was doing well and what they weren't doing so well. And they discovered that housing was one of those things that they really thought they could do better with. And so they sort of launched what is now NeighborWorks Columbus in 1999, September of 1999. And I was fortunate enough to be part of that group and to serve as the founding director. So here we are 20 years later. We have taken our first initial grants that got us started, and we've leveraged those dollars into over $160 million
wow.
worth of purchases for families buying their first homes. So we've helped hundreds of families, and it has truly been an absolute adventure for 20 years.
Oh.
And so on September 24th, we are going to have an event at the National Infantry Museum where we are going to thank all those people who have been such a big part of our success over the last 2 decades. And we are just going to celebrate the last 20 years. And we are so looking forward to it. And we can tell your viewers if they are interested in participating. They can go on our Facebook page for NeighborWorks Columbus. They can go on our website at nwcolumbus.org, and they can purchase tickets. They can see so much more about what we do with our financial fitness classes and preparing families for home ownership, because we don't want to just help families become first-time home buyers. We want to help families become lifelong homeowners, successful
great.
homeowners, and establish themselves in this great community we call home.
Oh, wow. So congratulations,
Thank
first
you.
of all. And could you tell me more about what activities are going to go on this event?
Well, the event's really going to be an encapsulation of the last 20 years. We're going to have a great slideshow. The president and CEO of NeighborWorks America is coming in to address the group about what's going on in the country around affordable housing, because quite frankly, in Columbus, as much as we've done in the last 20 years, there's still a real gap between what's affordable and what's available. And so families are often forced to make some really difficult decisions when it comes to where they live. And so we're really trying to look at that in a very strategic way and say, how can we help this next generation, your generation,
Right.
move into real good quality homes and be successful homeowners one day? So we are kind of going to be talking about a new program that we're launching called HEART, which stands for Home Ownership Earned and Reached Together, where we're trying to change and shift the paradigm from investing in the house to investing in the family. And we really are excited about that, because that's probably going to be what defines our next 20 years.
Oh, that's really great. So again, when is it?
So our event is September 24th at 6 p.m. at the National Infantry Museum. And again, you can get tickets to the event online, either on Facebook or on our website at nwcolumbus.org. But I encourage your viewers, there's so much more to NeighborWorks than just the 20th anniversary event, because we work every single day to help families, elderly, and veterans with limited housing choices. And that means that we meet every single one of our customers where they are to determine what they need to do to get them where they want to be. And that might mean working with our financial counselors. It might mean working with our lenders, to ensure that they have the right mortgage for them. It may be working with our counselors to find out what kind of gap filling we can do to make sure they're getting the most house for what they can afford. So we do myriad programs. We do financial fitness classes in the evening. They can go online and actually get home buyer education in their pajamas at home, at their own speed. So there's so much they can learn about what we do just on our website.
Oh, wow. So people who are wanting to be involved with this, do you sign up and do you have to pay a fee? And how much is the actual event?
Well, the event is $100 for the whole night, and it's for dinner and then the program.
That's
and we
great.
have a lot of sponsors that are going to be supporting the event. So it's a real community effort. A lot of the sponsors have been involved with NeighborWorks Columbus throughout the 20 years. Our presenting sponsor is the Halleck Soldiers Fund. That is a fund that was set up specifically to help veterans and soldiers buy their first home.
Oh,
Doesn't
wow.
matter what rank they are, it doesn't matter, what they've done in their career. If they served this country, this fund was set up to serve them and give back. And that's our presenting sponsor. But if you look back over the last 20 years and you look at some of our amazing corporate sponsors that are going to be at the event, they've been there the entire 20 years. Companies like Synovus and W.C. Bradley and TSYS and SunTrust and ACOM and just on and on and on. All these companies, they sort of saw that we were going to help the community as a whole. And they said, what can we do? How can we help? And we depend on these amazing corporate sponsors throughout the last 20 years. And we know that they're going to be there for the next 20 as well.
Oh, wow, that's so great. Congratulations again.
Thank you. We are very excited. We're blessed. This is an incredibly generous community. Every time we've turned around and said we want to start something new and creative and innovative, we've had people step up and say, let us help.
Great.
That's Columbus.
Oh, that's Columbus.
That's
right.
Columbus.
Oh, my goodness. That's so great. Well, thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. And thank you guys for tuning in to Columbus Connections. Hope to see you next time.